Hallstatt is not the best place in Austria, and here's where I would go instead. If Hallstatt is on your Austria itinerary, pause, because this one decision can completely change how your entire trip feels. I know it's the most famous place in Austria, and yes, it's gorgeous, stunning, but after living here for more than 7 years, I can tell you this honestly. Hallstatt is not the best place in Austria, and the reason is not what you think. It's not about beauty, it's about experience. And if you understand this before your trip, you won't just see Austria, you will actually feel it. Let me explain, and I will show you exactly where I would go instead. Why Hallstatt is so famous? Hallstatt didn't become famous by accident. It became iconic because of images. At some point, that view, the lake, the village, the mountains, it started circulating everywhere. Postcards, travel blogs, Instagram. For many people, it became the image of Austria. Some even recognize it from wallpapers and screensavers. So when you plan your trip, it feels obvious. I have to go there. And visually, it delivers. But there's where the problem starts. The reality no one talks about. Hallstatt is extremely small, and extremely visited. During the day, it can feel like a constant flow of people. You are not walking through a quiet Austrian village. You are navigating crowds, waiting for photo spots, moving through tight streets, adjusting your pace to everyone else, and this creates a disconnect. Because what you expected was calm, but what you feel is pressure. And this is where people don't always say it out loud, but they feel it. The authenticity problem. There's something else that changed in Hallstatt over time. It adapted to tourism, and that's normal, but it also means something important. The experience is no longer fully Austrian. Menus are adjusted, shops are designed for visitors, the rhythm of the place is shaped by the tourism. You are not seeing Austria as it naturally is. You are seeing Austria as it's presented. And at some point it becomes so curated that it loses a bit of its original feeling. There's even a machine selling Hallstatt air in the box. Can you imagine that? Which sounds funny, but also says a lot. At that point you have to ask yourself, is this still a place or just a product? So what Austria actually does better? Austria is not about one perfect village. It's about atmosphere. It's about how a place feels when you're inside it. And the truth is, there are many places in Austria that give you the same beauty, but a completely different experience. More space, more silence, more authenticity. Places where you're not rushing, you're staying. And once you experience that, your entire trip changes. So let me show you exactly where I would go instead. Alternative 1, St. Wolfgang. If you want that classic lake and mountain feeling, St. Wolfgang gives you that. But with space, you can walk slowly, sit by the lake, have a coffee without feeling rushed. It feels alive, not staged. And that changes everything. Alternative 2, Gemünden. Gemünden is one of the most underrated places in Austria. You have a lake, a castle on the water, and a real town. People live here. You feel daily life. It's not curated for tourists, and because of that, it feels more real. Alternative 3, Gossau. If you want something quieter and more raw, Gossau is incredible, especially near the lake with the mountain reflection. You get the same dramatic views, but without the crowd. You can stand there and actually hear nothing. And that silence is something Hallstatt can't offer anymore, unless you are sleeping over there. Why Hallstatt is worth the visit? Let's be fair. Hallstatt is still beautiful and there are ways to experience it better. Early morning, very early, or late evening, or outside peak season. If you go at the right time, it can feel magical still. But most people don't. And that's where expectations break. How do I plan an Austria trip instead? If I were planning an Austria trip today, I wouldn't build it around one place. I would build it around a region. For example, stay in the South Camergut region. Visit multiple towns, more slower. Instead of chasing one iconic spot after another, you create multiple mini moments, and that changes everything because you are not just seeing Austria, you are experiencing it. The real mistake tourists make? The biggest mistake is not going to Hallstatt. The mistake is building your entire trip around what's popular instead of what fits you. Austria is not a checklist country, it's a rhythm country. And if you match that rhythm, you will enjoy it so much more. I live in Austria, and over time, I've stopped recommending the obvious places and I started recommending the right ones, because this country is not about ticking boxes, it's about how you experience it. If you want Austria like a local, not like a tourist, follow this channel. I test these places so you don't waste your trip, and in the next video I will show you another mistake most people make when planning in Austria. Bye! Servus!